mid-off, not succeeding to pierce that gap. Irene Mutoni, she has her tail up right now. And, she should be very happy if she can manage to prize up another scalp at the moment, although she strays down the leg on that occasion towards fine leg, steered towards fine leg by Pooja. She will want Irene Mutoni to rectify that particular delivery and come back to where the business is, outside off stump.
Ivan, Irene stock ball seems to be that outswinger, well pitched up, within that good length region, and asking the questions. You just hope that she can pick up a couple of balls in those good areas.
Asks another question outside off stump there. Big booming drive by Indu Barma, successfully hitting the air, missing the ball entirely. I don't see any movement, lateral movement off the seam or anything like that in the air for Irene Mutoni's balls. Looks like they're holding their own line through to the keeper. Short one. Dealt with precisely for 4 by Indu Barma, asserting her presence on the wicket and picking up 4 in that ball.
Certainly some bit of width there, as well as the short ball, giving a chance for Indu Barma to free her arms.
See the replay there, something in between the pull and the back foot drive. Nonetheless, the result is what Nepal wanted at this point. 6 runs at the moment for the loss of 1. We saw both teams starting off on a flyer. Don't know if this is a repeat of that, but Uganda would like to arrest the juggernaut as soon as possible if they stand any chance. Then something that seems like an outside edge again on this occasion. Irene Mutoni is pushing it through decently.
It's more of a wishful appeal. Ivan, that sort of hint, although it's moving almost way past the stumps, but ultimately that brings up the first over for the Victoria Pearls with a wicket there, but 6 runs on board for Nepal. And that is the continuation of Uganda's mosaic, where you find the snow-capped peaks and the mystical deserts. Indeed, it is such a celebration of diversity and such nature invested there. You have the bridge in Ginger, as well as the beautiful huts. All that diversity will be found in Uganda.
Shall see the introduction of Konsi Aweko. Uganda opting to slow it down. The tactics employed at the moment. She will be up against Pooja. Pooja getting a single off the last ball of the previous over. Finds herself on the strike again. She's kept Indu Barma off strike. Driven down the ground. How many will she pick up? Manages only 1. It would also be interesting if Uganda can copy a leaf from Nepal's field set and cover that high traffic area. Ask the batters to go across the line. I also see, Mike, that the Nepalese ladies are taking guard on leg stump. If that succeeds for them, they will drive the ball a lot squarer. Ball will tend to go through covers. And that will present a different, tactical game. Konsi Aweko also bowling it straighter, hunting for the leg stump, allowing no room at all for Indu and Pooja. I don't know if that will be an enduring tactic, but we see the sweep shot on this occasion. All the way to the boundary. Her broom has been put to good use. Konsi Aweko doesn't want to be straying too far down the leg side, as that occasion will educate her.
Uganda's tactic in defending there, again, drifting down the leg and swept ably by Indu all the way for a comfortable boundary. But Uganda's tactics in defense of these scores has suddenly left a lot to be desired in the process. And that is more like the efforts that you expect from your opening bowler, even though they are bowling spin bowling.
In this contest, Uganda is feeling the pressure more than Nepal. Being a home team, a lot of expectations on them. Yesterday, they found themselves deep in a hole, which they want to dig themselves out of in today's particular encounter. And so everything that they do, every ball that they deliver counts for so much. Another sweep shot. How many shall they get? Does it have the legs to run all the way? No, it doesn't. Gathered by the youngster, sent back in, keeps it down to 2. Completes a successful over in as far as Nepal is concerned, producing 7 from it. Poor fielding on that occasion. Youngster guilty. It's a very rough introduction to international cricket, as she will find out on this occasion.
And discover a vibrant world where modernity meets tradition. Explore the bustling cityscapes of Uganda. Bridge the connection between the diverse cultures, the religious, the tranquility, the majestic hills, and where the adventure begins, stories will unfold as you visit Uganda today. Bridge your world with ours.
Mike, I was telling you about the historic buildings, mostly being temples or places of worship. Nepal has some of its own. Pashupatinath Temple, the Buddha Stupa, and Soyabu Mahachaitya, all those being mostly temples. And also we see the elephant playing a very prominent role in the culture of the Nepalese. Pretty much the same like Uganda here, those gentle giants. I tell you an interesting story, Mike. I was one day run down by an elephant. What saved me was speed. I had more speed than an elephant, but the elephant found itself trapped in between 2 cars and it felt endangered, but because of that, it felt like it needed to defend its territory and it proceeded to charge at me. I reversed, but I knew my advantage was speed and I managed to escape to safety, but it turns out it was friendly. But I tell you, for that moment, it seemed completely otherwise.
Ivan, there's normally saying that elephants have a very large memory in terms of bandwidth. What is it exactly you did against them?
That fateful day, actually, it was a very narrow road at Lake Mburo National Park. So that elephant was feeding, but it was standing right in the middle of that road. So it was standing actually across the road and had just plucked out a tree, which it was busy feeding on. So on the other end, there were some tourists coming. And from my end, I too was coming. And so on both sides, there were cars that seemed to threaten its existence or threaten its meal on this occasion. And it charged at both of us, but like to scare us off, really. And when we moved into safety, it went about its own business, continued on its meal, kept us there for about an hour.
When the big ones are feeding, you have to give respect, especially if you're in their territory. But that brings up Janet Mbaba's opening, coming as a change bowler from the airport end, replacing the young Irene Mutonyi.
I think the problem that I've picked up with Janet's bowling action is that she tends to fall over towards her left, and I think in a bid to try and generate some force behind her ball, she falls over to the left, and that causes her sometimes to drift the ball down the leg and create wides, but also she creates opportunities for the batter to hit the balls down the leg. As you can see, if you closely look, her head falls towards covers, and also that takes away control from her delivery, as we see the end of her over, which has been successful on this occasion. But I think it is something the technical bench will want to address going forward, because if she's bowling the fourth over of the inning, third over of the inning, it means that she's important to the bowling attack. And so it will be advised for them to try and help her. As we see the three-horned chameleon, that one is found at the foot of the Renzoris. We see a lot of traditional dances going on. We see the wildebeests. This trek, I'm sure, is in Lake Mburo somewhere, because I remember taking a similar trek. Back to the action. Indubama is on strike, 11 from 11, going at a strike rate of 100. We see another change from